Good evening, everyone. Mehmet here. Today is day number 9. Here, I am just pushing on my. I show you application streaks. You can see day number 9. So, as you can see, this streak app is a great application for me because it helps me to create my habits and doing the things every day, day by day, and after some time, they became, or this is what I hope that they become my habit. Mostly they say it takes like 21 days. It is actually not 21 days. I mean, it's never been for me, at least. Maybe for you guys it might be. And you might hear me talking about the habits a lot because I believe in habits a lot. I totally believe in habits, discipline, persistence to be successful. And wherever I'm not successful in my life, I was going back and checking. The reason was I was not disciplined. I was not persistent. I was not consistent, and I didn't have the habits to get successful. So that's why. Whatever I'm doing, I want to do it consistently and persistently. So that's why I am using this application. I have a couple of different things here. For instance, I meditate every day, twice. I try to do it twice, and for 119 days I could do it at least once, and for the last 19 days I could do it also as a second time. Here I can see my best streaks. For instance, I could meditate twice. My best streak was 76 days, and this is my goal. On the other hand, I drink lemon juice. I follow my rules. The last thing is this Facebook Live, as you can see if you are following. And this is the day 9, and my goal is 365. And I hope I don't know, maybe you know a guy called Russell Brunson. He's the founder of ClickFunnels. He's a great online marketing funnel building software, and he's doing, or his company is doing something called One Funnel Away challenge. So they are trying to teach how to build the funnels if they want to sell something online. And in this One Funnel Away challenge, I don't want to give a spoiler, but just one day is just saying publish as much as you can. And he's basically saying, depending on what kind of a person you are, audio person, visual person, or you want to, if you are someone who like to write, and then he basically says either write or talk or record or video, audio, make a podcast, etc. And he's basically saying if you're doing Facebook Lives or podcasts or write a blog 365 days in a row, all the problems will be gone, including the financial problems. He is even saying, he's promising that in his video. I have the recording, so if nothing happens, then we can send it to him. And then look, Russell, 365 days I was alive, or I was doing something consistent, but nothing happened. I don't think it's going to happen because 365 is a quite big commitment, and so yeah, this is one of those things which I'm doing. I mean, I'm struggling to start with something. I mean, actually, starting is not a problem. The problem is always doing it frequently, day by day, consistently. So I'm reading also lots of books about habits. One of them is called Atomic Habits, a great book. I again totally recommend to anyone, from James Clear. It's a great book. He's a great guy. Actually, he has a great blog, and I've been subscribed to his newsletter, and then he's sending once a week a nice newsletter with like lessons or questions, etc. So I totally recommend that, whatever. So he's basically saying, before you start, if you want to create a habit or start with something, you have to start small. This is always the problem. of the people, they always want to start something, but they want to start quite big. So for instance, they want to start running at least for instance, and then they want to go out and start running like 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 5k, 10k. But once they go, let's say they run once 5k and then it was too much, and then they stop, they come back, and the next day they say, oh my god, that was too much, that was too exhausting, I better don't go. So this is what we are doing mostly. We always want to achieve something quite soon, easily, but it's not like that. So the issue is to start small and increasing that gradually. So for instance, if you are using the example of running, that's very funny actually. He says on his book, if you want to start running early in the morning, start with putting your shoes in front of the door first. And after doing a couple of days, couple of weeks, whatsoever, then he's basically saying, wake up and take your shoes on. So, and then just walk a little bit, then run a little bit, and just run more and more, so that until you have this habit. I mean, I try myself. There is a certain point, there is a certain day. I know it from myself. Let's say after 10 days, 12 days, 15 days, it probably depends on every single person. After some number, I never wanted to quit, or I kept doing this so that I don't lose that number. So that I don't lose the sequence. So, for instance, I've been drinking the lemon juice 65 days in a row. If I break it, then I'm gonna need to start from zero, which is a quite big hassle. Then I would feel very bad. Then I'm not gonna start again, which happened earlier. I did it 131 days once. Then I was in Turkey traveling, good time. I totally forgot one day. I don't know how. This is too bad. And then next day, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna start now. I will start again. Then I started, for instance, 2 months after that. So this is also very good psychology. So if the first couple of days or couple of weeks are gone, one doesn't want to stop doing it, so that the streak is not being broken. So that's why I totally recommend having something in front of you where you are following or recording how many days you've been doing that, so that you see it every day. I mean, it doesn't have to be an application. You can write it down and then stick it onto the fridge or on your desk or your computer. You can make it a picture of it and then make a desktop on your computer. So that if it's visible, then it is easier to do it. This is also something what James Clear says. So the environment is very important. So that's why I would challenge you. If you want to start with something at least. Then start slow. Whatever it is, it can be broken to smaller parts. There is a strategy called divide and conquer in the war, but it's been applied to different sciences as well. So you can divide your habit or whatever you want to create in your life, and then conquer it in a smallest part. And then once you conquer the small part, then you go to the next step, and then go to the next step, and then go to the next step, and until you reach your goal. Of course, since we are persistent, once we are reaching your goal, we don't stop. We basically continue. It is like running not to the finish, running through the finish. So although we are hitting the finish line, we don't stop. We keep going. That's all about the persistence. So this is going to be it for this evening. As I said, I'm going to be talking about habits and my own habits, and then habits in general, or the habits I want to create in my life a lot in the Facebook Live. So I hope I do not bother, but believe me or not, these are quite important things. And if you check the successful people, and if you check their story, you will see always that kind of stuff regarding persistence, regarding habits, discipline. So which I'm going to share in the future as well. Actually, this is what I wanted to share today. Very interesting story of the Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders, probably you don't know. If I say Colonel Sanders, but you probably know that guy with the white beard, white hair, everything white off on Kentucky Fried Chicken logo, so KFC. So he's the founder of this. It's a very interesting story. I wanted to tell about that today, but now it's been a while that I've been talking about the habit, so I can talk about him tomorrow or another day, and also some other guys who had a very inspiring story, and they had, of course, the habits and the discipline behind. So that's it for this evening. I hope you enjoyed that, and see you tomorrow, and keep persistent. Bye bye.